Hello everyone. My book is predominantly about stereotypes. As someone who kind of grew up and was educated in predominantly white spaces, I went to University of Canterbury, I then went on to become a lawyer, and now I work in PR. So I am very often the only person of color in the room, let alone the only black person. And throughout this whole experience, I get these questions. Wow, how are you so good at basketball? I don't play basketball. How do you know where to get weed? I don't know where to get weed. Slight disclaimer. Why aren't you good at swimming? I swim very well. Why do all black people love fried chicken? And this was just so confusing to me because every time I look into Morley's or KFC or even Nando's, there are lots of white people there. And because me as a black person, I know that I don't like fried chicken just because I'm black. I know I like fried chicken because it's tasty as fuck. So I wanted to understand where these stereotypes came from. And surprise, surprise, racism. In fact, the stereotype about black people loving fried chicken was originated by the KKK in a movie called Birth of the Nation in 1915. So with this book, I just wanted to ensure that people understood the origins of these stereotypes. They're not just funny, they're not just like knee-slapping jokes that you can make to other people. They have real impact. And you know, every community has stereotypes. For instance, Germans are perceived to be very efficient. But it would be completely inappropriate if I, as a manager, were to say to someone on my team who wasn't performing well, come on, Jan, you're supposed to be efficient. That would be very inappropriate. So why do we, as predominantly black men, bear the brunt of a lot of these stereotypes, and how harmful can they be? So my reading is from my chapter called Targets, about the impact of police brutality, particularly on black men. And I'm actually going to lift this up. One evening in 2016, I cried uncontrollably for the first time since my dad passed away a few years earlier. There had been yet another shooting of a black kid in America, and in this instance, there was footage of the shooting. I managed to hold it together, but after work that day, I was in a pub with a few black friends, and we got to talking about the increasing fatalities of black men at the hands of police officers. It was quite a somber conversation, and at one stage, one of my black friends asked, what did we do? What have we ever done as a people to deserve this? That was it. I couldn't hold it in together anymore. I rushed to the toilet and burst into tears. I was worried, angry, scared about the unfairness of it all. Because the truth is, we haven't done anything to deserve such treatment. We've always been victims, taken from our ancestral home, enslaved, and made to suffer all manners of indignity, only to be fully emancipated, yet still treated as second-class citizens, demoralized, abused, killed. Therein lies the crux of the dilemma for black people today. The feeling of not being safe, accepted, or welcome in a country that we now call home, and not being protected by the institutions that are meant to keep us safe.